Sorry, let's go, people. It was the trying to squeeze in the last episode of Alice in Borderlands. My daughter won't let me stop it. But the stream must go on, ladies and gentlemen. It's right at the end. She's shouting at me. I know, they're going to fall in love, I'm sure. It's beautiful. I hope you're good. I hope you're well, ladies and gentlemen. What a rush. I was hooked. I was hooked up to the last minute before we went live here. So, as I say, welcome to the GeForce Now Thursday Chat. We're going to be talking all about GeForce Now and in the light of the recent GTC from GeForce Now, their little conference and their talk of AI. We're seeing a lot of the amazing work that GeForce and NVIDIA have been doing, and we're going to be seeing that in Cyberpunk, and we're going to be talking about that Cyberpunk overdrive mode and much, much more. Roll the titles, and we'll crack on. Yokoso, arigato gozaimasu. Yes, welcome to the GeForce Now Thursday Chat. I hope you're good. I hope you are well. As I said, we're going to be talking all about GeForce Now this week. And of course, so as ever, remember, hit likes because I like it. YouTube likes it. We're just doing the housekeeping here. Hit the likes because I like it. YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find amazing content just like this. And if you are new here, welcome. You're very welcome. Arigato, yokoso. Hit the subscribe button and toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with shows just like this. And of course, as ever,
You just missed.
I'll just catch up on that last bit. Don't have to tell me. I'll just catch up on the last minute. All right? Wipe them tears. I'll catch up.
They need to make a season 3.
I'm sure they will.
Oh my god. I'm going to wallow in my stuff.
The last 2 minutes, last 5 minutes of the last vital 5 minutes of Alice in Borderlands. I will catch up on those last 3 minutes. As ever, as I said, let me know what games you've been playing. Let me know what anime or Japanese dramas you've been watching. Gay dramas. No, let me know what games you've been playing in the chat. I'm always interested to know, of course, on whatever platform. And of course, those of us in, I guess, Canada, Germany and UK have a new cloud gaming platform, which we might touch upon as well. As for me, more Call of the Sea, little bit of course, the homework, Disney Dreamlight Valley, of course, and a bit of the old Division 2 on Luna, because hopefully you've seen that video. If you've not seen my little kind of, finally, after what, nearly 2 years, in fact, Luna was originally released in beta over 2 years ago in the US. Finally, those outside the US, i.e. Canada, UK and Germany, have the opportunity to give it a go. And yeah, very good. Pleasantly surprised. I'm not sure it's going to be, I'm going to use it regularly, but very, very, very good. But let me know if you are in the UK, Germany or Canada and you've had the opportunity to try Luna, let me know. Even though this is, of course, a GeForce Now show. I'm curious. It's all related, isn't it? It's all cloud related. That's the thing. So, yes. So, I think what I'm going to do, let's roll the news. Yeah, let's catch up on the news, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, hit the likes and let me know what games you playing. Now, hopefully this is going to work, because literally I was doing this like a minute before we went live. So I'm going to hit the button. I messed up on the YouTube video earlier. So anyway, hopefully this is the right news show, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Thanks, Clive. One of the most anticipated games of last year was Cyberpunk 2077 from CD Projekt Red. This game is a masterpiece of sci-fi storytelling and immersive gameplay, and it looks even better with ray tracing enabled. Well, guess what? The developers have just announced a new update coming on April the 11th, which will introduce a new technology preview for ray tracing overdrive mode. This is basically path tracing. It's similar to what's used in film and TV tech. This mode will let you enjoy full ray tracing on GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs and, of course, the RTX 4080 SuperPods. That's right. You can experience the ultimate graphics quality on the cloud with GeForce Now. And speaking of GeForce Now Ultimate, there's some great news for members in and around Sofia, Bulgaria. You can now access RTX 4080 gaming rigs on GeForce Now servers near you. This means that you can stream your favorite games with ultra-fast performance and low latency, and check out the latest ray tracing, as I just mentioned, on Cyberpunk. And don't worry if you're not in Sofia, because GFN is constantly expanding their network of servers around the world to bring you the best cloud gaming experience possible. And of course, what's a GFN Thursday without some new games to play? And this week there are 5 new titles joining the library, including some indie gems and some classic hits. Kicking off, we have Cheer, a game that originally was going to come to Stadia. Well, now you can play the PC version with GeForce Now. It's an open-world action-adventure game set in a beautiful archipelago inspired by New Caledonia. Explore the islands on foot, by boat, or by using your soul-jumping ability to take control of any animal or object. Solve puzzles, complete quests, and collect hidden treasures as you journey to find your place in the world. Chess Ultra next. This is the most realistic chess game on PC with stunning 4K graphics and physics-based movement. You play against the computer or against other players online, and you master your skills in a variety of game modes. Metacritic is coming out at 78 out of 100 here, and there are 87% positive reviews on Steam. Amberial Dreams is a point-and-click adventure game about a young woman who must solve puzzles to find her way home. Explore a beautiful world of 2D art and atmospheric music, and use your wits to overcome the challenges that stand in your way. Metacritic score here, 75 out of 100, and 81% positive reviews. Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. A turn-based strategy game about a group of heroes who must fight against a demonic invasion, build an army of powerful units, and lead them to victory in epic battles. No One Survived is a survival horror game in which the player must escape from a haunted house, explore the mansion, and solve puzzles to find a way out. But be careful not to get caught by the ghosts that lurk in the shadows. And finally, as a bonus, GeForce Now has a special reward for Marvel fans out there. If you play Marvel's Avengers on GeForce Now before April the 30th, you'll get an exclusive in-game outfit bundle for Black Widow. I mean, how cool is that? And there you go. That's the GeForce Now news for this week. And with that, it's back to Clive in the studio. Clive, it's back to you. Anyway, there you go. So I was talking to Clive in the studio there. Small little confession, yeah. I want to make the news. Right, it's not live. He's not really in the studio. Illusion. I do 2 versions of the news. Right, one is a standalone version I put out, and it's slightly different. There's a bit of music normally, and tops and tails, and please subscribe and hit the likes and all that, and check out these videos at the end and all that kind of bit. And then there's the show news. Yeah, which is slightly different. And unfortunately, I uploaded the show news today instead of the normal standalone news. But there you go. Little confession there. Messed up in the in my panic. I was loading up so many videos this week, different things. Anyway, the thing I wanted to talk about, first of all, let me know what you think about the games. it's sort of another disappointing week? I don't know. You may be a massive fan of Chess Ultra. Yeah, Ultra Chess. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts on the games that are on offer this week. Is it another kind of meh? Because it felt a bit kind of sparse last week. Disney, pretty good, I guess. But the big news, and this is from the GDC, effectively, the Games Developer Conference. Oh, I know what I haven't done here. Let me just check this. So this is from the let's get to the news. Oh no, I have. I'm good. We're good. It's all lined up perfectly. Let's go to the news studio. Let's take off the studio and go news studio. So yeah, what I want to talk about here. So this was announced. It's very exciting. This was announced at as I said, GDC, and it's Cyberpunk 2077 brings beautiful path traced visuals to GDC. Path traced. None of your old school ray tracing. Like, ray tracing has now been surpassed. Yeah? It's been surpassed by path tracing. And path tracing is the sort of level that they use in TV and films effects and stuff like that. Game developer. So this was from what? Yesterday, 22nd. Yeah, this was only from yesterday. Game developer CD Projekt Red today at the GDC in San Francisco unveiled a technology preview for Cyberpunk 2077 with path tracing coming April the 11th. So not only is this amazing, right, in itself, the fact that we're getting path tracing, and if you saw from that video, it looked amazing. But the fact that you're gonna be able to play this on GeForce Now, which is just amazing. Think about it, how far cloud gaming has come. To be able to, the average person in the street or whatever, who hasn't got a £2,000 gaming PC, can experience the next step beyond ray tracing. Unbelievable. Path tracing, also known as full ray tracing, accurately simulates light throughout an entire scene. It's used by visual effects artists to create film and TV graphics that are indistinguishable from reality. And trust me, we all know about reality at the moment. If anybody who's followed my Mid-Journey AI art videos, you would have seen some of the images I'm coming up in with that are unbelievably real. I mean, it's scary how far we've come. I think it was at the NVIDIA GTC conference, the head of NVIDIA said that, AI was at his iPhone moment. Described AI as being at his iPhone moment. And he's right. It's since ChatGPT and stuff like that has been announced and sort of released to the public, it's changed everything. It's changed everything, or at least it's going to change everything without a shadow of doubt. And if you've dibbled or dabbled only a little bit in ChatGPT or Mid-Journey, then you can see, we're just at the cusp. We're just at the beginning of something extraordinary, what it can do. And equally, AI and machine learning in, games and games development. There was a fantastic from Sensua. What's it, Blade? The Xbox game. Anyway, the developers there showed some amazing graphics of the main character. I mean, it's just stunning stuff. So here we've got CD Projekt Red, who are pushing the boundaries. Cyberpunk was already a game pushing the boundaries of graphics and and what was available, turning everything up to 11. Well, it's taking it now and it's turning it up to 12, 13, 14. Full ray tracing, path tracing is unbelievable. I mean, the difference in that video that we saw, I mean, you probably compressed a bit in YouTube, but, you know, oh, there we are. Yeah, if you get a chance to watch the YouTube, the difference, it is pretty impressive. Anyway, so this is all thanks until the arrival of GeForce RTX GPUs with RT cores and the AI powered. This is what I'm talking about. This is just at the cusp. You know, you talk about next gen. This is the next gen. This stuff, this AI powered acceleration of NVIDIA DLSS real-time video game path tracing was impossible because it's extremely GPU intensive. This not only gives better visuals to the players, but also has the promise to revolutionize the entire pipeline of how games are being created, said Paweł Kolowski, a senior technology developer engineer at NVIDIA. This ray tracing overdrive, which you will be able to experience in GeForce Now, which is unbelievable in itself, is a sneak peek into the future of full ray tracing. With full ray tracing now, practically all light sources cast physically correct shadows. Natural colored lighting also bounces multiple times throughout Cyberpunk's 2077 world. Cyberpunk is a world full of neon lights and streets drenched in rain, like some sort of Neo Tokyo. Ray tracing lends itself so well to that game. So what better game to show off the full power of full ray tracing, path tracing, than Cyberpunk 2077? Like with ray tracing, and you think about how like ray tracing's only really been, we've started only seeing it in games, what, in the last 18 months tops? Really? If that? And we're already at path tracing, full ray tracing in games. So we're just at the beginning of this kind of fantastic stuff. It's very exciting. The next gen has already been surpassed in a way. It's expected more will follow, and the influence of video games is just the start, as real-time path tracing holds promise for many design industries. Decades in the making, real-time path tracing is indeed a big leap in gaming graphics, and it is. Let's have a look at this picture. Can we? Can't really see. It's not. See if I can open image in web. There's only a small picture. Path tracing has been one of the main lighting algorithms used in offline rendering farms and computer graphics. So it's easy to do it, offline. If you're rendering special effects, do it all offline. For films, for graphics and films for years. It wasn't until the RTX 40 series, which if you are a GeForce Now Ultimate member, you of course benefit from, and DLS3 was available, it's possible to bring path tracing to real-time graphics. And then all the technical stuff here. Cyberpunk taps into shader execution reordering, available for use on NVIDIA Ada Lovelace. So they're working closely with NVIDIA in order to bring these amazing graphics to Cyberpunk. For game developers, and I say this is just the beginning, and Cyberpunk is almost like the pilot episode, the pilot version of this. Announced the availability of RTX plus path tracing SDK 1 package, and a package of technologies which includes DLS3, shader execution reordering, RTX direct illumination, and NVIDIA real-time denoisers. And yeah, so they're rolling it out. Here, let's have a quick look at the... let me just get this up in full... we'll just do that. I haven't got the studio on. Skip ad. Let's just have a little... I'll get this in full picture for you. I mean, again, YouTube is compressing this, but hopefully this gives you a little idea. And if it doesn't, then certainly check out the video because you can really see a difference. I mean, look at there, off, on. I mean, the reflections, as I said, the neon lights reflecting in the puddles within the streets. You know, it looks really, really, really cool. And you're still playing at like 96 frames per second, 100 frames per second still. It's unbelievable. So I think you can see, you know, it's looking pretty impressive. But let me know, do you think, you know, is this, you know, we tend to see small increments in games and stuff like that. I just want to stop it on a good picture. There we are. Yeah, are we going to start seeing increments or big leaps? I would say this is a big leap in technology, and like I said, just like I said, with the whole AI being sort of launched or accessible to the general public now, with things like, you know, sure, AI has been around for quite a while, but it's never sort of been mass released to the public, the general public, and already we're seeing incredible things. I highly recommend you check out my Mid-Journey videos. It will blow your mind, hopefully, because it's blown my mind what is achievable. And it's slightly scary as well. And I'm just dabbling on the fringes, like literally some stuff that people are doing are crazy. And I listened to, so the people at Mid-Journey, they have like an open office. I think it's like a chat. I think it's called After Hours or Office Hours. Anyway, it's a chat in Discord. And the sort of the main lead from Mid-Journey was in there. And somebody asked him, you know, what he thought the future would be in 10 years. And he just said, what generally? And he went off on this fantastical thing. But his point was, if you'd said to somebody 10 years ago, where would we be? You wouldn't imagine now, you know, 20 years ago, whatever, 30, you know, we didn't have the internet, and the internet changed the world. You know, YouTube's only existed since 2007 or whatever. iPhone around about the same time. Before that, any time before that, you wouldn't have said, oh yeah, we'll be carrying around mobile computers, you know, on our, you know. So it's really difficult for us to think what the world would be like in 10 years time, technology wise, because it's out of our kind of concept, you know. So it's really exciting to see this, and you know, to see, and also the fact that they can use AI in a way that you is doing a lot of the grunt work, so it makes it more available on processors and stuff like that. We see it with DLSS and stuff like that. So it allows slightly older tech to show really good kind of graphics and games and stuff like that. So it's very, very exciting. I may well purchase Cyberpunk 2077 again. I had it for Stadia. I may well purchase it again just to try this out, see what it's like. But it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's have a quick look, see what you guys have been talking about. Let me just quickly see if I can get your properties. Let's just see if we can get the chat. It should be firing up. Right. Back to the studio setting. There we go. Right. I've been playing, I've been playing RE Village on Boostroid and dipped into Resident Evil 2 on Luna. Oh, I should do that. Yeah, good one. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I know what you mean. There's something very frustrating about, you know, they announced the Xbox PC games, and I certainly got the impression that they'd start trickling them out over the last few weeks, and still nothing yet. But as I said last week, rest assured they're working on it. That's all we know. So we just have to be annoyingly, we just have to be patient, don't we? We just have to be patient with it. NVIDIA's conference has been extremely moving. I don't know about that. Well, actually, what was impressive was that the opening was impressive because the voiceover, AI, the script, AI, the music was composed by AI. A lot of the graphics, I think, were created by AI in the opening introduction. And that in itself is a good kind of wow moment if you think about it. Hey, Crow, how you doing? Good to see you. Internet Game is playing Cyberpunk. Ray. Upgrades like this will hopefully entice more publishers to add their games to GFN NVIDIA working wonders. Exactly. As I've said before, you know, what better advert than to, as we've always said, to have your games played in the best fidelity. And if, I don't know what percentage is, but of PC gamers, if only the top, you know, if it's the Pareto principle where only, you know, 20% of the people have 80% of the power, in terms of, you know, 20% of the people have 80% of the big power of gaming PC, if that principle applies, then there's a whole 80% of people missing out on playing your game at its kind of optimal fidelity. Yeah? So why not? Why not get your game on NVIDIA GeForce Now and have it showcased, you know, in the best of its ability? And if you have been working with NVIDIA on some of the graphics and stuff, because there are quite a few games I notice where, you know, NVIDIA GeForce promote the game because it runs really well on their graphics card, but it's not on GeForce Now. So certainly you'd think if they have that, NVIDIA have that relationship with the developer, they could have a word with the publisher. Yeah? And let more people enjoy your game at, you know, fidelity turned to 11. Hey, Neil, how are you? Good to see you. Geek the Sneaker's in the house. How are you doing, Geek? Right, let's just close that down. But very exciting times. You know, as I say, in the last few months, we've seen games like Portal upgraded with RTX. And now we've got full path tracing. You could check out, if you go to developer NVIDIA path tracing site here, if you're interested in that, I mean, it's far too technical for me. All I know is it makes it look really pretty. It makes it look really pretty, which is enough for me. Yeah. But if you want to get down and dirty into the technical details, you nerd, it's all here. And interesting read. It is indeed. Right. So the other thing, let's talk about some of the games. Are we sure the Xbox games come? Are they not fixed to the contracts? Maybe we'll have to wait until week 8. No, well, because they, the thing is, Captain, they said they would start onboarding the games as soon as possible. And I know behind the scenes they're doing it. It's not dependent on the Activision Blizzard deal being done, because as I've said before, the competition and markets authorities would have to rely on Xbox sticking to their promise once they'd approved it, if that makes sense. What Xbox have to do is show their intent by doing the deals, and then the Competition and Mergers Authority will go, okay, all right, then we can see that you know your intent. So they've done the deals, they've agreed the deals. I don't think it's dependent on the Activision Blizzard deal going through. The Activision Blizzard titles are, of course, because nothing to do with Microsoft until the deal's gone through. That's down to Activision Blizzard. As soon as the deal's gone through, it's on Microsoft. But all the other games, yeah. So they are working on them. They're just, you know, it's just frustrating. But yeah, we'll see. Still loving Sons of the Forest on GFN Ultimate. Such a great experience. Was tempted to pick up Cyberpunk when it was on sale a few hours ago. Oh, was it? I missed it. Is it on sale? Oh, man. Oh. I'm just going to check. Which reminds me, while I'm in... yes, you're right. That reminds me. You've just reminded me. There is a GeForce Now. I think the sale is coming to an end, but they're having a sale, aren't they? Of GeForce Now titles on Steam. I'm just checking the blog here. But yeah, so let's just have a look at Steam. They had Internet of Games, I think he shared with me like a GeForce Now page on Steam. I'm just looking at their sales page. Oh, there's a Square Enix sale if you're interested. Look. Until the 27th. Special offers. Browse more. Let's check out the special offers quickly, ladies and gentlemen, while we're here. Slay the Spire. That was a GeForce Now game. City Skylines. Oh, look at that. I know it's not Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's only £3.49. £3.49? Jeepers. Jeepers. They've certainly got a good sale. It's definitely worth checking out Steam. They've got a good old sale there. What I'm trying interesting, why they have a picture of Plague's Tale other than it looks really good. 1,500 plus games. Yeah. So the other big news is Bulgaria. So we talked about Southern Europe. Well, actually, you're almost getting to east there, aren't you? If we look at the map here, it's behind my head, isn't it? Frankfurt. Here it is. My daughter's middle name. Sofia, spelt like that as well. Because I like the spelling of the capital of Bulgaria. Don't tell her that. I just didn't want a PH. Anyway, so yeah, it's gone. The RTX 4080 SuperPods are live now in Sofia, Bulgaria, which is southeast Europe. So really, you still got southwest. You still got the sort of Spain, the Iberian Peninsula that wants to come live. But yes, more will be coming on. It's like we've had one, every few weeks now, haven't we? They keep coming on. So that's good to see. Ever expanding. Let's close that down. And they're making a big push at GDC. As I say here, which is interesting, in light of what we were saying about if you're a publisher or developer, why aren't you opting in for GeForce Now? Come on, especially if you're using NVIDIA technology and RTX and stuff like that. So on that light, GDC presents the ideal time to spotlight GeForce Now tools that enable developers to seamlessly bring their games to cloud. Yeah. So NVIDIA are at GDC sort of saying, doing the business, having the meetings with publishers and developers to say, we can provide you the tools and the software development kits and the partner engines to enable the production of stunning real-time content that uses AI and ray tracing, and then bring these games to billions of non-PC devices as simple as checking an opt-in box. What's not to like? Yeah, what's not to like? And they're pushing the GeForce Now developer platform, which is a tool set empowering the integration and interaction and testing on the NVIDIA Cloud Gaming Service. It allows developers to enhance their games to run more seamlessly, add cloud gaming into their stores and launchers, and let users connect their accounts and libraries to GeForce Now. So they're out there pushing the tech, pushing GeForce Now as a cloud operation. And I think the whole, as I said, the whole Cyberpunk with its ray tracing overdrive mode is a great example of the technology at work. So there we go. Meanwhile, back down to earth, let's have a look at these games. Chia. Of course, Chia was going to be a timed exclusive, or at least an exclusive, on Stadia. I remember when they announced it for Stadia. Look here. Oh, so, but we lost it. Stadia loses upcoming exclusive to Chia. I wonder if the video still exists. Surely they've taken it down. But I remember the Stadia video for it. But yeah. As Google inches closer to its goal of 100 games coming to Stadia in 2021. 2021. Who remembers them days, eh? Who remembers them days? Chia is transitioning from a Stadia exclusive to one for PlayStation and Epic Games. So, yeah. So, interesting if you were looking forward to playing it on Stadia. I mean, it's been available on PlayStation and Epic, I think, for a little while. It's not a new game, is it? Brand new game. But now, of course, you can play it on. No, it is a new. Oh, it's a new release. It is a new release. I beg your pardon. It's a new release on Epic Games Store. So yeah, if you were looking forward to this game on Stadia, then you can play it now. There we go. And then Chess Ultra. All in the news, all we really saw with Chess Ultra was the sort of trailer. What does the actual game... I was wondering what the gameplay looks like. Okay, first hour. Let's sift through the first hour gameplay. You've got a little while, haven't you? I'm joking. Just get an idea. Okay. Does it just give you a sense of the... It's just rendered really nicely. And you could probably got different settings and stuff like that. Okay, so, I mean, it's just a really nicely rendered 3D chess game, you know, not 3D chess, but you know what I mean, like a computer chess game. Then Imperial Dreams, Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, and No One Survived. No One Survived looks like a classic. Hey! It's Michelle Yao. That was a pleasant surprise. Yeah, so sort of hunt and survival game. It doesn't look. I don't know. I don't want to do the game a disservice, but it's almost at early PUBG level graphics. But yeah, scavenge, build, hunt, and survive the zombie hordes. There we go. If that's your cup of tea. So let me know. As I say, let me know what you're in terms of the games, which of those, if any. As I said, if you're not, I'm just going to have a look at if you're disappointed, that's okay. You're allowed to be disappointed. I'm getting messaged here for good reason. Here we go. So this is really cool. GeForce Now friendly. Check out the group. Games that work on GeForce Now. Don't forget to join the group for updates when things change. I think I will join the group. Join the group. So there's a group there, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Okay? So you can join the group. And it lists basically, I didn't know you could have groups on Steam, but there we go. Yeah. Another week, another short list. Sadly, no Microsoft, and I'm going to assume it won't suddenly drop as a surprise, but be part of the monthly offerings. Anywho, onto the list for today. And Amberial Dreams. £4.41. Look, that's enough to satisfy curiosity. You could be standing at the queue to pay for your groceries, contemplating that box of chocolates, or you can say, no, I'm going to save that money. I'm going to spend it on Amberial Dreams. £4.41. Or Jedi. No one's survived 1429. This looks quite a useful group to be joining, ladies and gentlemen, so I highly recommend it. Shout out to Internet of Games for that, who sent me the details, as ever. Much appreciated. See what the discussions have been going on. Weeable isn't on GFN anymore. Okay, lots of sort of, discussions and stuff. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Go back to the studio. Let's just check out what you guys have been saying, as ever. Remember to hit the likes, ladies and gentlemen, because it's always appreciated. All is well, brother. That's good. I'm curious how to bring my games... I'm curious as how to bring my games Luna, or is it just for Ubisoft? I'm not... Geek, I'm all kerfuddled by the question. You can if you in Luna. Have you bought the games via Luna, or did you buy them Ubisoft? If you've got Ubisoft Plus, so I don't subscribe to Ubisoft anymore, but I bought some games in the various sales that Stadia had, and Ubisoft Plus sort of remembered them, my Ubisoft Connect or whatever it's called, remembered them. And then, of course, Ubisoft, around about Christmas time, because I did a video on it, very kindly said, if you bought any of these games on Stadia, we're going to give you the PC versions. And I completely forgot I'd bought Division 2 and a few of the Assassin's Creed games, because I did subscribe for a while, so I stopped buying Ubisoft games. But I had bought things like Monopoly and Just Dance and, Assassin's Creed, a couple of the Assassin's Creed games and Division 2. So I was pleasantly surprised that they were available to play on when I connected them to my GeForce Now account. And then equally surprised, super surprised, that when Luna finally launched in the UK, I had some games I could experiment with. I mean, obviously, Luna gives Prime. You don't have to sign up as well. I didn't realize that, which is quite cool. So, yeah, you could connect your Ubisoft account with Luna. You play the games on Luna. Double whammy. And on top of all that, Stadia paid me back for all the games. Win, 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 win. So now I bought the games on Stadia. Stadia refunded me the games. But Ubisoft gave me the games to play on PC, which I can now play on GeForce Now. And now I can play via Luna. I mean, what's not to like? If only all gaming was like that. Yeah. You know, like completely just buy the game. Imagine a world where you just buy the game and you just play it on any platform. Yeah, people can still have their exclusives. That's fine. Yeah, which will encourage you why you might want to favor one platform over the other and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, for multi-platform games, imagine play it on. It's like you just have an access code. This is maybe with the future, you know, and you just play it where you want. Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? It was in the spring sale, just finished. Oh, no. Curse you. I love a bargain. I love a bargain. I designed my first neural net at school in 1995. Trust me, it was deeply emotional to see what I hoped that circuit could do happen. Okay. Jolly good. I am blown away, as I say. I'm absolutely blown away by the Mid-Journey stuff. I'm going to show you something. I like to show you something. I upgraded. I upscaled. Let me just... Oh. I was going to... All right, where's it gone? Uh-huh. I upscaled this picture that I had done. Right, see if you can see this. I'll check it on the... Yeah. I upscaled this picture that I created on Mid-Journey. It just blew me away. The AI created that. This is what I try to get to people. If I showed this to my colleagues at work, a lot of colleagues at work, they don't really know what I do, and in fact, actually, they did. I was in a conference, and I have my normal background that I do for all my YouTube videos and stuff, and people always comment, "Oh, you look like a gamer. Is that your Twitch studio?" Because they vaguely have an inkling of what a YouTube Twitch gamer, you know. One of them said they hadn't seen me for a long while. There was a whole group of them from the editorial section. And I was in a conference with them on a Zoom. And one of them said, "Oh, I just want to know when you're going back to your esports competition, you know, ha ha ha." Because, you know, that's their kind of notion of what an esports gamer background looks like. And I said, "Well, yeah, you know," I said, "I'm a YouTuber. Didn't you know?" Sort of half jokingly. And in this group, there's people who run the social media aspect of it. They had no idea. And they were like, "What? Hey, God, my God." No one's had her, you cheeky sausage. No one's had her. But the point is, if I showed this picture and I said, "Oh, AI, you know, did this," they'd assume what I mean is, "Oh, I went, you know, search for a person who looks like this, and it's gone off and found a photograph and sourced it," because that's the way they would think. But if I said, "No, this person doesn't actually exist. It's been created by the power of AI to resemble and look like a real person taken, you know, with the sort of, you know, photograph. There's, you know, imperfections in the skin, all this kind of stuff. There's a bokeh kind of lens effect going on in the background there because of the camera setting, the virtual camera setting I chose, and all of that. So actually, you imagine what if you mix that with I don't know. There we are. Can you imagine where computer gaming might be, where they can render things that, you know, characters that don't, at the moment when they render characters, the character art already exists. But you can imagine a world in which it could render characters who look different depending on your actions. So your actions could trigger, and rather just go to a file of characters, it could create based on a series of prompts which are generated by certain actions you take. It could then create a character in the game, and that character would be unique every time, because if you put the same prompt in to like something like Midjourney AI, you know, something like that, it will come back with something different each time. It doesn't come back with a consistent image. So can you imagine how that would be integrated into a game going forward? And then, of course, voice generation as well. Now, and a lot of the AI voices no longer sound like robots. That if you go to 11 Labs, which is a voice AI voice thing, and you put in a script, it reads that script with expression and feeling. It's uncanny. You should try it. They're called 11 Labs. And there's some sample voices in there. Put in any text. Normally you put in a text and it would be, the SDK is a set of API, runtime samples and documentation that allows games to query for cloud execution and enable virtual touchscreens launchers to trigger cloud streaming of. There's no expression. But 11 Labs, the AI in that understands the context of the text that you've uploaded and then reads it with like feeling, as it were. It's pretty impressive. So imagine that in a game that generates text. The AI generates the text, the conversation. The AI generates the character based on your responses or actions or some other prompts in the game, and those prompts create this character, which, as I said, every time, you know, you re-prompt something, comes up with something slightly different. The voices can instantly read whatever text has been generated, again, by the game. So not preset text. Imagine, you know, by your actions or prompts or some stuff that goes on in the game, it creates and your interaction with the characters creates dialogue, which is effectively new dialogue created because of that scenario, that particular scene in the game that you've created and the way that you've reacted. And I said, it's not going to a library of files and picking a particular text file based on what you've said. It's generating that text file, then giving it to this character that has been created by actions or events in the game, which again is not been drawn from a file of characters, and speaks in a voice with expression in a way that feels natural, even though the text that's been created is brand new. That, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think is that far away. Do you? I mean, we're on the cusp of things here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think it's far away at all. I find it really, really fascinating. And I think, you know, the opportunity for adding some of this technology in games is quite exciting. Along with the fact, you know, the sort of the non-human element of artificial intelligence, if you like, the non-creative side. I'm fascinated by the creative side, but say the non-creative side, the stuff that's allowing GeForce Now and NVIDIA to do stuff like path tracing in games. I think we definitely are an exciting new frontier. And I think, as ever, at the moment, our minds, our imaginations of what can be done are at the moment only hampered by what we know in our own current reality. But as things get pushed forward, this is what fascinates me, as the potential. I saw, and one of the videos I did for Midjourney where I taught Chat GPT how Midjourney works. So I taught it, I trained it, then I gave it examples of prompts, and then I asked it to create its own prompts based on a couple of suggestions from me in the right format and style for Midjourney, and it created them. Well, I got that from a guy who kind of is really good at coming up with stuff for open to train things like Chat GPT and stuff like that. And he also came up with a sort of a script where you could tell it to write a story. And I tried it. And it's really amazing. You train it, give it some basic principles of what you want, how the story should form, what you want to see, the type of genre. Then you can say, okay, break that down into different chapters. Okay, expand those chapters, please. And I tried it. And I said, write a thriller set in Victorian London. Now, it came up with these characters called John Watson and Sherlock Holmes. Okay. But basically, and it was probably the story level was probably the imagination of a teenager, probably. Was it filthy? No, not like that. I mean, it wasn't, it's not Nobel Prize, Pulitzer, winning level story. But this is AI creating a story based on a few simple prompts. So, if you're running out of story ideas for games, you could just put in a few ideas and then just say, right, I'm creating a game, a first-person shooter, but I need a setting, and I want it to be futuristic. I want it to involve robots. Come up with a concept, blah, blah, blah. Give it a few bits of, feed it a few bits of information. It creates the basic story outline for your game. Honestly, it's fascinating. As you know, I've done several videos on this kind of artificial intelligence stuff recently because it is of fascination to me and it seems to be of fascination to other people. And I'd love you to come on that journey. So there you go. Created by artificial intelligence, conscious probably is more important than ever that humans get creative and produce and capture every kind of human expression of being human. Exactly. And then record it and save it. Yoshida's in the house. She's scared by the future. Yoshida, unbeknownst, of course, was the inspiration for the picture I showed you. It wasn't entirely. I fed the picture in as a starting base. I seem to recall, and then a few prompts and stuff, and that's what it came up with. Yeah, amazing. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. A sort of interesting week. I think it should be a more exciting week than maybe GeForce is making out, because we all kind of rush to our GeForce Now Thursday to see what the latest games are, and then, no Xbox PC games yet, no big games. Oh dear, we all get disappointed. But to me, this whole announcement of the path tracing SDK being rolled out, this software development kit being rolled out to developers and publishers to allow full tracing, full path tracing, full ray tracing, so path tracing, is really, really exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Cyberpunk 2077 on GeForce Now in Ultimate looks like on April the 11th, ladies and gentlemen. It should be very interesting. Anyway, there you go. The clock has struck 11. Bong, bong. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everybody who turned up as ever. It's always appreciated. Make sure that you've hit the likes because I like it. YouTube likes it. And it helps the wonderful people who may not be aware of this wonderful stuff, like you are, find it, which is really good. And if you are new here, whack that subscriber button. Nobody's whacked the subscriber button for a while, which is a shame because I've done a new alert. Anyway, all good things to those who wait, ladies and gentlemen. All good things to those who wait. Have a wonderful, wonderful gaming week. Join me on Monday for the Xbox Monday Night Chat. If I don't see you earlier, or Lord Kensal doesn't see you at the weekend streaming or doing something crazy, look out for more videos coming over the next few days as well. If not, same time, same place next week, ladies and gentlemen. Jenny! Sayonara. Outro.